Hot 106, what up? It's Nick. We are backstage right now. Xfinity Center, Mansfield, Mass. Endless Summer Tour with G-Eazy. How you doing?
Man, I'm good. I'm ready for tonight. The show's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, there's only a couple dates left after this, so you're coming to the end of the tour. What's your feeling right now?
It's always bittersweet, you know, on the end of a tour. You know, on one hand, it's like, you know, I've been out since January straight. I don't know what month is it now.
This is August.
This is August, yeah. So that, you know, we haven't really taken any breaks, and we still go to Europe. But on the other hand, it's like, you know, I know that, like, this is some of the most fun, you know, I've had in my whole entire life. Like, I live for being on stage, and this is the biggest I've ever done it. Like, being in front of, you know, 15,000 people every night on this tour has been insane. So the fans that came out, they really showed the most love.
Yeah, I mean, your social media has been crazy this entire tour, but like you mentioned, you're going to walk out here tonight, Mansfield, Mass, 20,000 people, people in the lawn. Like, it doesn't get old. It's got to be such a cool feeling.
The rush, you know, the adrenaline that kicks in, that never goes away. Because, like, at the end of the day, these are human beings, like real, actual humans, like right in front of you, you know, that care about, like, what you put your heart and soul into, that live for it, that you know what I mean, like, that know the music, that love it, and just the energy of that many people, you know, in one place is kind of crazy.
So we're going to get to some of the music that we're playing on Hot 106. You have a lot of different songs out right now, which is a good thing, but I want to ask you about the Suicide Squad premiere, big movie that's happening this week. I know you were in New York for this, so what can you tell the listeners? I mean, it comes out this weekend. What can you tell us about the movie?
Man, I mean, I'm no movie critic, man. You know, and it's not my place to say anything. It's, you know, whatever. Joker was tight. That's what I'll say. You know what I mean? He was super clean. I wish he was in it more. That was probably my biggest takeaway. Harley Quinn is easy in the eyes. Margot is it's very beautiful.
I'm sure. Is that something that you get to go to a lot? Movie premieres, big movie premieres like that?
It was your first time. Like, it was kind of crazy actually. The whole experience was tight. Like, you know, showing up, like walking the carpet, because I'm on the soundtrack. So I get there, I walk in, I'm doing the step and repeat, and I look behind me, and like all of a sudden Will Smith walks in, and it's like, you know what I mean, that's Will Smith.
Sure.
Like right there, like Will Smith.
And you gotta act like it's just Will Smith,
but
that's
you
Will
gotta
Smith.
be cool, you know. Nah, it was crazy. Yeah.
What was it like to be part of that soundtrack, though? I mean, it's a huge soundtrack. I was just talking to Logic about the song that he's on it, too. Like, it's a big deal. One of the biggest soundtracks of the summer.
Yeah, no, super big deal, man. It was just an honor, you know. Being involved in anything that big is an honor, but also, you know, like, that's my vibe, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a super duper, like, Batman kid my whole life, and, like, Joker's always been my favorite villain. And, you know, so
it's cool to be a part of.
Absolutely.
Drifting is the big single. I mean, one of the biggest singles in the country still right now. We're playing it all the time on Hot 106. So to our listeners, can you kind of tell them how the song came about and how you got with Chris and with Tori?
Yeah. I had just come back from Europe last summer. We did a tour over there, and we came, and I was in the studio with Tori for like 5 days or something. We made a bunch of records, but that was like the one that was like, okay, yeah, this is something special. And it was just, you know, an honest record about, you know, kind of what was going on in my life at the time.
When It's Dark Out is the album that you're promoting on this tour. Is there another single potentially coming off of that record, or are you looking forward to some new music, maybe on a new project?
Yeah, maybe Calm Down, maybe Some Kind of Drug. There's still legs on that for
sure. Sure, definitely.
Yeah.
And speaking of the other singles that you have out right now, I want to talk to you about the Britney one, but Saw It Coming with Jeremiah. You just dropped the video, over 1 million views in like 2 days. And the video looked fun, so I want to ask, what was the concept like? How was it shooting, and who was the girl in that video?
Nah, I mean, the video was fun to do. And then seeing special effects like that, you know what I'm saying?
Sure,
like, being in something with a budget that big, of like being involved with the movie, and like when I saw the finished one, you know, it was like, oh man, it's crazy. So, yeah, and the girl's just a friend of mine.
She's beautiful.
She's my homegirl. Yeah, she is. She's actually a photographer. She's usually behind the lens.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. So the other single that everyone's talking about right now is the Britney single, and it works out today. She releases that her new album is called Glory, and that's the first single
Yeah,
off of
yeah.
it. So what was it like working with her? And I know you guys shot the video. What can you tell us about the video coming out?
I mean, the same thing, man. I mean, just being asked to be involved in, you know, of anything of that scale is like a super honor. I mean, you're talking about Britney Spears, one of the biggest entertainers alive. So, you know, like when you get that call, you pick up.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? What do you need me to do? Done. You know, so.
And lastly, and I just asked Logic about this, I opened up that we were doing this interview, and a million tweets came in about you two doing a collabo. Obviously, it would make sense after a tour like this, so is that something you guys are talking about?
Absolutely. We're just trying to find the right record, but we've been talking about that for a long time. That's mandatory.
Nice. Well, I appreciate it. Endless Summer Tour coming to a close. G-Eazy, hot.